Okay, will the Zoom host please start the webinar?
Webinar started.
All right. Good morning and welcome to the New York City Council hearing on landmarks, public sightings, and dispositions. At this time, can everybody please silence your cell phones? If you wish to testify, please go up to the Sergeant at Arms desk to fill out a witness slip. At this time and going forward, no one is to approach the dais. I repeat, no one is to approach the dais. Thank you for your cooperation. Chair, we are ready to begin.
Thank you so much, and thank everyone for their patience with these technical difficulties. Good morning. We still in morning? Yes. Welcome to a meeting of the Subcommittee on Landmarks, Public Sightings, and Dispositions. I am Councilmember Camila Hanks, and I'm the chair of the subcommittee. Today, I'm joined by my colleagues, Councilmembers Brannan, Felice, Nurse, and Salam. Before we begin with today's agenda, I will remind everyone that this meeting is being held in a hybrid format. For members of the public who wish to testify remotely, we ask that you first register online and that you may do so by visiting www.council.nyc.gov/land use to sign up, and then sign on to the Zoom and remain signed in until you have testified. For anyone here today in person that wishes to testify, if you have not done so already, please see one of our sergeants to fill out a speaker's card, and we will call your name at the appropriate time. For anyone wishing to submit written testimony on the items being heard today, we ask that you please send it via email to landusetestimony@council.nyc.gov. And please indicate the land use number and/or project name in the subject line of your email. So today's agenda, we have a hearing on East Tremont Cluster NCP in Councilmember Felice's district, LU numbers 35 and 36, a pre-considered hearing on Melrose Concourse NCP in Councilmember Stevens' district in the Bronx, and a pre-considered hearing on Genesis MPLP in Councilmember Salam's district in Harlem. So now I will open a public hearing for the two pre-considered applications brought by HPD for the designation of the Urban Development Action Area, approval of an Urban Development Action Project, disposition of city-owned land to a developer selected by HPD under application G240049NUM, as well as real estate property tax exemption pursuant to Article 11 of the Private Housing Finance Law under application G24005XAM. Together, these actions will facilitate preservation of an affordable housing project known as Genesis MPLP for 8 buildings in Harlem in Councilmember Salam's district. Appearing today on this panel is Carl Heedman from HPD, Nicole Lockett from Genesis, and Suedo Edwards from Genesis. Those wishing to testify remotely, again, please, you must register online by visiting the council's website at council.nyc/land use. Council, would you please administer the affirmation? Come up.
Panelists, would you please raise your right hand and state your name for the record? Let's put the microphones on. It's fine.
Carl
Okay.
Hedman, HPD.
Let's see. Nicole Lockett, Genesis Companies.
Suedo Edwards, Genesis Companies.
And do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony before the subcommittee and in answer to all council member questions?
We do.
Yes.
Okay, please let us know when you're ready to share your presentation, and let's put it on the screen.
Great.
We're
We're
ready.
ready. Yeah. Perfect. So hi, everyone. My name is Carl Hedman. I'm a director with the Leverage Preservation Programs at HPD. I'm here to start the presentation on Genesis MMN 1901, which is a part of the Multifamily Preservation Loan Program at HPD. You can advance to the next slide, please. The proposed actions today, I will provide a quick summary. The applicant is the New York City Department of Housing Preservation and Development. The program is the Multifamily Preservation Loan Program, which designates qualified sponsors to purchase and rehabilitate city-owned and vacant lots that are multifamily and mixed-use buildings in order to create low and moderate income rental housing. As part of the proposed designation, the properties would be sold to the sponsor for a nominal $1 purchase price for each site. The sponsor is Genesis Companies, LLC. The proposed property manager is Ezra Management. The summary of the land use applications today are an Urban Development Action Area designation, along with an Urban Development Action Area project approval. The disposition of 8 sites in Manhattan, blocks 1823, 1831, 1720, 1720, 1937, 1736, 1849, and 1914, and lots 36, 25, 35, 36, 27, 25, 42, and 60, respectively. Along with the action request today is an Article 11 exemption for the full cluster. And as part of the action, HPD will be issuing a 40-year, proposed to issue a 40-year regulatory agreement to preserve the affordability. You can advance to the next slide, please. As a quick overview of the properties, this cluster is comprised of 8 buildings with 78 rental units currently located in central Harlem. 220 Lenox Avenue and 222 Lenox Avenue are vacated 8-unit buildings that are both landmarked exterior. 170 West 130th Street is an occupied 4-unit building that is landmarked exterior and interior. 77 Lenox Avenue, aka 100 West 114th Street, is an occupied 9-unit building. 203 West 131st Street is occupied 9 units. 205 West 115th is occupied 11 units. 33 West 138th Street is occupied 24 units, and 358 West 116th is occupied 5 units. In addition, there is 1 vacant commercial space located at 77 Lenox. The cluster consists of 46 occupied units and 39 vacant units. All buildings are city-owned. There is no existing regulatory agreement as it is a city-owned site or property, and all properties are in need of significant renovation work. And we can advance to the next slide, please. Just as a quick overview, this is a map showing that the properties are located in central Harlem between West 114th Street and West 138th Street.
You can advance to the next slide, please. Just a quick overview of Genesis Companies. Our organization is a Harlem-based, African-American, 100% African-American owned and controlled development organization based in Harlem. We work primarily in Harlem. Often we partner with community groups, with faith-based organizations and the like. Our founding tenet is on green and energy-efficient buildings to preserve and advance the health and safety of our residents. And we have done a number of similar development projects. We have in development 160 plus buildings, most of those in Harlem, and about 1.45 million all told, all told in total development costs. Advance the next slide, please. We are also very focused on MWBE partners and particularly development partners, advancing the ecosystem of MB developers in our community. As part of this program, we will be entering into an agreement to participate in the MWB Build-Up program and the Hire NYC program to make sure that local residents have opportunities for work as part of this development.
Next slide. So here we have 3 images of existing buildings in the cluster. To the left, we have 33 West 138th Street, which is the largest building and most northern in the cluster. The center image is of 220 and 222 Lenox Avenue, which are both landmarked and located in the Mount Morris Park Historic District. And to the right, we have 170 West 130th Street, which is also deemed historic. Next slide. The 8 sites that make up TPT Lenox Avenue cluster undergo either substantial or gut rehabilitations to address the extensive physical needs. Post-rehab, the existing 78 units will be converted into 85 units of affordable housing, where the existing tenancy will be offered preferential rents to preserve affordability. In addition, 15% of the units will be reserved for homeless households. There's one existing commercial space located at 77 Lenox Avenue that will be marketed for rent as a vanilla box. A total of over 70,000 gross square feet will be rehabbed as a part of this effort. Next slide. We anticipate it'll take 30 months to complete the scope of work of this project, which will include, but is not limited to, the replacement of existing roofs with new green roofs, new kitchen and bathrooms with upgrades to appliances and countertops, new energy-efficient light fixtures in both the units and common areas, facade repairs to fix defects and make buildings water sound and energy efficient through the repointing of bricks, repair and restoration of existing cornices, and the installation of new energy-efficient windows. In accordance with the city's initiative to reduce the dependency on fossil fuels, we will introduce electric kitchens at 5 of the buildings. All buildings post-construction will achieve Enterprise Green Communities certifications. In addition, to comply with Section 504 of the 1973 Rehabilitation Act, 5 units throughout the cluster will be retrofitted for the mobility impaired, and an additional 5 units will be retrofitted for hearing and vision impaired. Next slide. The current plans call for a change in unit mix to correct the inefficiencies of the existing layouts and to comply with DOB codes. This proposed unit mix will create upward of an additional 7 units of affordable housing. As it stands, the approved plans will increase the number of studios, 1-bedrooms, and 3-bedroom units, with the reduction to the existing 4 and 5-bedroom units.
Next slide, please. You'll see here a mix of the affordable units of the property. 57% of the units are low income or very low income. These are also subject of an existing low-income housing tax credit application. The other units in the property are also income restricted between 80 to 110% of area median income. So all of the units are income restricted. And I think that is the end. Thank you so much for your time and attention.
Thank you, applicant panelists. So we have some questions. Councilmember Salam, do you have any questions?
I do. I'm looking at the breakdown of some of the existing units and the proposed units. And just so that I understand, the reduction would be from both 5-bedroom and 4 bedrooms to allow for the expansion of the 3 bedrooms and possibly 1 bedroom and a studio, more studio, okay. Yeah, cool.
Thank you. Before I continue with my questions, I would like to recognize Majority Leader Amanda Farias has joined us. So question 1, your presentation stated that the cluster consists of 46 occupied units and 39 vacant units. What is the average income for the existing tenants?
We're actually in the process now of income verifying those existing tenants. The existing tenants' rents, however, are not planned to increase. We have applied for 8 project-based vouchers for those existing tenants who may want to take advantage of those project-based vouchers, particularly if they are income burdened or if they're rent burdened. And we've applied for 8, and we have been awarded 8 already in 2 buildings in the cluster. And so those project-based vouchers will first be offered to the existing tenants, but tenants will not see an increase to their rent under the plan that HPD has set forth.
Thank you for that. So just to confirm, they'll get their first rights of refusal. Okay. And we definitely look forward to having that information submitted to the committee. So you also explained the substantial renovations needed. What is the plan for housing the existing tenants during these renovations?
So out of the cluster, there are 5 buildings, or 6 rather, that are gonna go under what we call a gut rehabilitation. For those buildings, we're gonna fully relocate those tenants to outside units. And while they're relocated, and it's only temporary, we will do the extensive work in those units. 2 buildings we have earmarked for what we call in-place renovation, so we are able to sort of work around them during normal business hours.
Now, speaking from experience, it is a little daunting when we try to relocate families. What kind of outreach is being done, lead time, so they can prepare themselves?
No, so we are constantly communicating with tenants and giving them sort of what the general outline, the plan is for relocation, making them know that this is not a displacement program, that they're gonna come back to their units. Genesis as a firm, we have substantial, history in relocation. We've completed 1 ANCP project through HPD, and we're in construction of another one now. Both projects were all gut rehabs. We had to relocate the tenants and have successfully moved them back in the first instance, and we'll do so in the second.
Is there a line or contact information if tenants have issues with the relocation process? Is there some type of process in which they can file or grievances, if some ever exist?
Yeah, so we work with relocation consultants foremost, and also the tenants have our direct contacts as project managers. There is a form, I can't recall what the name is, but not only can they fill out the form to cite any grievances or any issues, they can always call either us if they feel comfortable. If they don't, they can go straight to the third-party relocation consultant.
Thank you. And one last question. Is the existing commercial space at 77 Lenox Avenue currently occupied? And if so, what are the plans for that space moving forward?
It is currently vacant. It was previously a liquor store. We don't have anyone earmarked to take over, so we will be rehabbing the space and turning it over as a vanilla box.
Thank you so much. Now I'd like to recognize any of my colleagues if anyone has any questions. Seeing none, thank you. This applicant panel is now excused.
Thank you.
Council, are there any members of the public who wish to testify on this item?
Chair Hanks, we don't have any members of the public witnesses who have signed up to speak. If anybody is in the room that would like to speak, please fill out a card or indicate if you filled out a card to speak on this item. If there are any remote public participants who wish to testify, please press the raise hand button. As a reminder, if anybody would like to submit written testimony, you can do so at landusetestimony@council.nyc.gov.
There being no other members of the public who wish to testify regarding the pre-considered LU for the Genesis MPLP proposal, this hearing is now closed. Now we'll open the hearing for LU numbers 35 and 36, applications brought by HPD for the designation of an urban development action area, approval for an urban development action project, disposition of city-owned land to a developer selected by HPD, as well as the real estate property tax exemption pursuant to Article 11 of the Private Housing Finance Law to facilitate development of an affordable housing project known as East Tremont Cluster NCP for 3 clustered vacant sites in the Bronx in Councilmember Felice's district. Appearing today on this proposal is Jack Henley from Fulcrum Properties and Adam Beckerman from HPD. Those wishing to testify must register online at the council's website at council.nyc.gov/land use. Council, would you please administer the affirmation?
Panelists, would you please raise your right hand and state your name for the record?
Adam Beckerman.
Jack Heaney.
And do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony before this subcommittee and in answer to all council member questions?
Yes.
I do.
Thank you. Please let us know when you're ready for us to pull up the presentation.
We are ready. Could you go to the next slide, please? Good morning, and thank you, council members, for the opportunity to present to you today on the East Tremont Cluster NCP project. I'm Adam Beckerman, a senior planner at the Department of Housing Preservation and Development. I'm joined today by my HPD colleagues and the development team who will introduce themselves later in the presentation. We are seeking land use actions today to facilitate the construction of approximately 63 affordable rental units and 1 supers unit to be built over 3 vacant city-owned infill sites located in the East Tremont neighborhood of the Bronx. These 3 sites were originally part of HPD's NIHOPS NCP request for qualifications, which identified hard-to-develop city-owned infill sites and matched them with qualified development teams. Development team today is Briarwood Organization and Fulcrum Properties, who all have extensive experience building affordable housing in the Bronx. To facilitate the project, HPD is requesting the following land use actions: designation of an urban development action area, approval of the urban development action area project, approval of the disposition of city-owned property, and Article 11 approval. The project was originally certified on November 27th and has since received approval with conditions from Bronx Community Board 6 on January 10th, approval conditions from the Bronx Borough President on February 12th, and approval from the City Planning Commission on March 6th. I'll now hand it over to Jack Heaney from Fulcrum Properties to speak more about the project.
Thank you, Adam, and good afternoon to the chair and the committee members. Thank you for your time. My name is Jack Heaney. I'm the managing principal of Fulcrum Properties. I'm the co-developer for this project along with the Briarwood organization. Unfortunately, my partner Ira sends his regards. He was not able to attend today due to a family matter, so I'll be speaking on behalf of the project. As Adam indicated, these sites are difficult, small, difficult infill sites in the East Tremont section of the Bronx. So our team's proposal...
Sorry. Can we go to the next slide, actually?
Oh, I'm
Thank
so
you.
sorry. Yes, please, next slide, please. So our team's solution to this problem was to propose a project that takes advantage of senior zoning regulations, or AIRs, in order to increase or maximize the number of affordable housing units on these sites. And at the time of the RFP, this was actually a new addition to the New York City zoning code. The project entails 3 buildings clustered around the Bronx, Cross Bronx Expressway. Each building varies from 6 to 9 stories in height. As Adam mentioned, the total number of units is 63 affordable with 1 supers unit, and about 25% of these units will be reserved for low-income and formerly homeless seniors. Next slide, please. Next slide. Thank you. So the unit mix and AMI breakdown is approximately 25% heirs or senior units. Of that, 7 units will be reserved for formerly homeless seniors, and the balance of the units will be reserved for singles and families at 60 to 70% of AMI. Next slide, please. The largest of the 3 sites is 907 East 175th Street. This is 33 units, of which 9 will be reserved for low-income housing seniors. It is a 9-story building, and the amenities include a large recreation meeting room, a large landscape rear yard, on-site laundry, and a rooftop terrace. Next slide, please. So this site is trapezoidal. It's an infill site that faces Highland Park, which is an extension of Crotona Park. So in the floor plans, we actually designed the building to take advantage of its wedge shape so that the majority of the units will have views of Crotona Park. The site is bound by a Social Security Administration building to the east and two family homes to the west. Because it is an infill lot, this does have a large rear yard, which will be landscaped and available for recreation use to all the residents. Next slide, please. So this site is the smallest of the three, and admittedly the most difficult to build on, so we took a different approach here in terms of the program. This building is 10 units, 2 of which will be reserved for low-income housing seniors. But since it's such a small footprint and we have limited cellar space, all of the recreation area, including the laundry, will actually be on the rooftop of this building, which includes connections to landscape outdoor terrace. And we're also utilizing solar panels as trellises to provide shade during the day. Next slide, please. So as you can see, this is a tight corner lot bound on both sides by existing residential buildings. And it faces the intersection of Fairmount and Marion Avenue, which are both narrow streets. Next slide, please. So the third site is also a corner site, a bit larger than 1900. This is 706 Fairmount Place. This will be 21 units, of which 5 will be reserved for low-income housing, low-income seniors. Again, we took a similar strategy to 1900, where we placed all of the recreation spaces on the roof of the building, which include an outdoor terrace that will be shaded with a trellis, which will also incorporate solar panels. Next slide, please. So again, this is a corner site bound at one end by an adult daycare and the other by an existing house of worship at the intersection of Fairmount and Crotona Avenue. So other common elements between all 3 sites is that we will be pursuing enterprise green communities with NYSERDA. These will be 100% electric buildings, and we will be, our contractor will be certifying with the MWBE build-up program and higher NYC during construction. And at this time, we would welcome any questions from the committee.
Thank you very much. I have a few questions. In her recommendation, Borough President Gibson encouraged HPD to look at the altering way in which it measures its impact by changing the focus from the total unit count to total bedrooms provided. Does your team have any thoughts about this type of metric taking on more importance going forward?
You know, we definitely, you know, HPD did. Oh, sorry. Hand it over.
Sorry, could you state your name for the record, please?
Arvind Sindwani, HPD.
And do you swear, do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony before the subcommittee and in answer to all council member questions?
Yes.
Thank you.
HPD definitely takes the borough president's recommendations into consideration. I think we also value having, you know, 2-bedroom family size units in our project. I think in this project we see almost 44% of the units being at least 2-bedroom, which is, you know, which is a good percentage of the project, and also a good percentage also with 1-bedrooms as well.
And I'll just add to that response and say we do see demand on Housing Connect for units for studios and 1-bedrooms throughout the city, so we do need to meet that demand as well.
Thank you. There is like a tightrope that you have to, as we think naturally that we need more bedrooms, and you know, the same thing happens in many of our districts, so I appreciate that answer. The last question, can you please speak a little bit about the additional services heirs residents will receive? Furthermore, are all the residents in these buildings able to utilize the community rooms when the spaces are not needed for heirs programming?
So to answer the first question, we will be providing what we call wraparound services for the senior residents. This is independent living, so it's not assisted living. We will be utilizing wraparound services at a minimum to provide social worker and other assistance as needed. And the tenants for all 3 properties would have access to all of the shared recreation spaces, particularly the large interior recreation room at 705, because that's the largest of the three properties.
Thank you so much. Now I'm going to hand it over to Councilmember Felice for his statements.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chair, for this hearing, and also thank you, all of you, for all the information. So a few questions about this project. Can you talk to us about what exactly you're seeking? You're not seeking a rezoning, you're seeking a disposition. Can you talk to us about when that process was started and give us a little bit more information about that? Who
Yeah.
owns the land? And
So these are all city-owned sites. The RFQ, I believe, was released in 2014, and these sites were designated. Two of the sites were designated in 2018, and one of them in 2019.
Okay. And this community board, project after project, has asked for home ownership in this part of the Bronx. That community board 6, has some of the lowest home ownership rates in the entire city. So is this something that was considered as part of the project? If yes, why was that not made an option or possible?
Appreciate the question, Councilmember. So to speak to that, home ownership, when we look at our vacant lots and redevelopment programs, we do consider all different types of housing types. Given the complexities with these lots that the team mentioned earlier on in the presentation, rental made the most sense, and they were designated for rental construction in 2018 and 2019. But to the community board's demands, definitely heard loud and clear. HPD takes their feedback and their recommendations into serious consideration, and we'll be bringing homeownership projects to that board later on this year.
Okay, can you talk to us about the layout of the apartments, the studios, 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms? How
Sure,
many
I
square
can speak
feet?
to that.
Yeah, any floor plans for them? I don't see them on the
We
presentation.
do. Would they be included in the
They're
presentation?
in the appendix of the presentation if they want to be brought up. So yeah, keep
So
going.
be-
Floor layouts, yes.
Next slide, please.
I think they look.
So this would be the typical floor for the largest of the three properties, the three sites. So 1 bedroom would average about 550 square feet. A studio this is net square footage, so interior to interior. A studio would be a bit under 400 net square feet, and a 2 bedroom would be about 730 square feet.
Okay, and based on the income of the surrounding neighborhood, what are we expecting the average rent to be for these different apartments?
1 second. So again, about 25% will be reserved for low-income seniors and formerly homeless seniors. So 8 of the units, or actually 7 of the units, will be reserved for formerly homeless seniors, but we'll be seeking 8 project-based vouchers to assist with supporting that population. The other non-project-based voucher senior residents will be paying between $485 and $697 per month for a studio apartment, and $616 and $881 for a 1 bedroom. The remainder of the units, which would be reserved for singles and families, would be between 60 and 70% of AMI. So their studio would be $1,100, a 1 bedroom would be $1,400, 2 bedroom would be $1,681. These are all for 60% AMI. And at 70% AMI, it's a little bit higher. So studio would be $1,300, a 1 bedroom is $1,600, and a 2 bedroom is just under $2,000 per month.
All right, thank you for that information. And also, one conversation that all of us have been having for a long time is the fact that all New Yorkers deserve spaces where they can live in with dignity. That includes actual apartment, for example. So basically, not studios where our seniors would have to be sharing their bedrooms with their visitors. So is there any way that we could potentially look into turning the studios into 1 bedroom apartments? Is that something that we've looked into? And if yes, why was that not made part of the plan?
So given the layout and the complexities of the lots, rearranging the unit mix is difficult. The neighborhood construction program is designed to build on lots with really restrained layouts, and we can definitely take a look to see what's possible. I won't say no right now, and we can get back to you as a follow-up to see what's possible.
Okay, and one final question with the chair's permission. Currently, HPD has one homeownership term sheet, the open door term sheet. Is HPD considering adding new programs that would provide more flexibility and make it easier to build homeownership?
At this time, we're only considering the open door term sheet as the main driver for building homeownership from our agency, but we are looking into different agency programs such as the homeowner help desks, including Home Fix and down payment assistance to meet the needs of homeowners where there might not be a market for homeownership, or just meeting the needs of everyday homeowners in New York in a different way other than just building. So we are bringing resources to homeowners citywide as well, in addition to new construction through Open Door.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the information. And yeah, so we can work on the studios. That'll be great. Our seniors deserve their own private bedrooms, so that when they receive visitors, they won't have to bring people into the space where they're, their bedroom and et cetera. So that'll be helpful. I know that's something that the community has asked for. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Council Member. Now I'd like to recognize any of my other colleagues for any questions or remarks. Hearing none, thank you. This applicant panel is now excused.
Thank you.
Council, if there's any members of the public who wish to testify on this item?
Chair Hanks, there are no public witnesses who have signed up to speak. If anybody is in person and would like to speak, please fill out a card or indicate if you filled out a card for this item. There's no one online registered to speak either.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Council. I will now call Councilmember Felice to be my acting chair in my absence. Thank you all. And I apologize. There being no other members of the public who wish to testify regarding LU 35 and 36 for the East Tremont Cluster NCP proposal, this public hearing is now closed. And I will pass the chairmanship over to Councilmember Felice as acting chair.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Chair Banks. Oh, Hanks, sorry. Thank you, Chair Hanks. Coffee hasn't kicked in yet. I am Councilmember Oswald Felice, and I'll be serving as the acting chair for the remainder of this hearing. Now, the hearing on Melrose Concourse. Thank you, Chair Hanks. I now open a public hearing for Melrose Concourse, a package of related pre-considered LU applications brought by HPD for the designation of an urban development action area, approval of an urban development action project, acquisition of property by the city, disposition of city-owned land to developers selected by HPD, as well as real property tax exemption pursuant to Article 11 of the Private Housing Finance Law under application number G240047XAX. Together, these actions would facilitate the development of an affordable housing project known as Melrose Concourse NCP for 3 clustered vacant sites in the Bronx in Councilmember Althea Stevens' district. I do want to note that the project includes a proposed acquisition of property, which is a related action and subject to ULURP, and for which, pursuant to the charter provisions for council call-up, will be introduced at the next council stated meeting. Today's public hearing is meant to take testimony on the entire project, that is, subject to all 3 related actions. But we will have a future public hearing specifically on the acquisition action consistent with the ULURP requirements under this charter. Appearing today on this proposal is Jocelyn Trio from the Settlement Housing Fund, Michael Gabbery from the Settlement Housing Fund, Adam Beckerman from HPD. Those wishing to testify remotely must register online by visiting the council's website at council.nyc.gov/land use. council, would you please administer the affirmation?
Panelists, would you please raise your right hand and state your name for the record?
Adam Beckerman.
Jocelyn Torrio, Settlement Housing Fund.
Michael Gabry, Settlement Housing Fund.
And do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony before this subcommittee and in answer to all council member questions?
I do.
I do.
I do.
Please let us know when you're ready for us to share your presentation.
Jessica, please bring up the presentation. Next slide, please. Good morning, and thank you, council members, for the opportunity to present to you today on the Melrose Concourse NCP project. I'm Adam Beckerman, a senior planner at the Department of Housing Preservation and Development. I'm joined today by my HPD colleagues and the development team. We are seeking land use actions today to facilitate the construction of approximately 71 affordable rental units and 1 supers unit to be built over 3 vacant infill sites located in the Morrisania and Claremont neighborhood of the Bronx. The cluster went through HPD's NIHOP's NCP request for qualifications, which identified hard-to-develop city-owned infill sites and matched them with qualified development teams. The current team was designated in 2018. Development team today is Settlement Housing Fund and Beechwood Organization, who both have extensive experience building affordable housing in the Bronx. To facilitate the project, HPD is requesting the following land use actions: designation of Urban Development Action Area, approval of the Urban Development Action Area project, approval of the reacquisition of Block 2389, Lot 47, approval of the disposition of city-owned property, and Article 11 approval. The project was originally certified on November 27th and has since received approval from Bronx Community Board 3 on January 23rd, approval with modifications from the Bronx Borough President on February 23rd, and CPC approval on March 20th. I'll now hand it over to Jocelyn Torrio from Settlement Housing Fund to speak more about the project.
Next slide, please. Good afternoon, council members. My name is Jocelyn Torrio, and I am a senior project manager at Settlement Housing Fund. Settlement Housing Fund is the lead developer for this project. We are a nonprofit affordable housing developer and have been doing this work since 1969. We currently own and operate approximately 40 buildings with about 2,000 units of affordable housing in New York City, with concentrations of housing and programs in Mount Eden section of the Bronx and throughout the rest of the city. Our co-developer and general contractor of this project is the Beechwood Organization, with over 35 years of experience in the New York metropolitan area. They have developed over 8,000 homes in the New York City, Long Island, Saratoga County, and North Carolina. They have a record of building high-quality housing on time and on budget. For this project, we have worked closely with our architect, ESKW Architects, to maximize the number of units on the sites and to create a diverse mix of unit sizes, including studios, 1-bedrooms, and 2-bedroom units. The project will have 71 units of affordable housing and a supers unit. Next slide, please. The Melrose Concourse project will be affordable to households and individuals at a range of income levels between 30% and 80% AMI. Approximately 85% of all units will be affordable to households earning up to 60% AMI. There will be 23 units for low-income seniors. 8 units will be set aside for formerly homeless seniors, and we will be applying for project-based Section 8 vouchers for these units. Now we'll discuss the context and design for each site. Next slide, please. The first site I'll discuss is 404 Claremont Parkway. Next slide, please. This site is the smallest of our sites at approximately 2,800 square feet. It is a trapezoidal-shaped site that tapers toward the back. It fronts on Claremont Parkway with Webster Avenue to the west and Brook Avenue to the east. West of the site is a 4-story building with ground floor commercial use and residential above. There's a 1-story, single-story Icon Charter School to the east of the site. There's a prominent view of Claremont Park at the end of the street. Next slide, please. The site will be developed with a 4-story building comprising 8 units, including 6 2-bedroom units and 2 1-bedroom units. Building amenities will include a laundry room, recreational roof terrace, and a landscaped rear yard for all tenants to use. The building massing is divided into 3 parts, with the day-lit central stair in the center and apartments on either side. Natural materials are featured, such as brick and natural wood accents. There are generous planters at grade that provide a buffer between the street and the building, and also relate back to the nearby park at the end of the street. Next slide, please. The next site I'll discuss is 1169 Washington Avenue. Next slide. This site is a long and narrow site that is approximately 5,800 square feet. The site is on Washington Avenue, which is a busy and more densely developed street. It is between East 167th and East 168th Street in the Morrisania neighborhood. Surrounding us here are multifamily residential buildings with small shops at the ground floor. Next slide, please. The site will be developed with a 9-story elevator building with 34 units, comprising 12 studios, including 6 studios for seniors, 14 one-bedroom units, including 6 for seniors, and 8 two-bedroom units. Some of the building amenities include a landscaped rear yard, a community room, and an office for tenant services. The building massing here comprises 2 parts. Within these skinnier volumes, there are textured brick piers to accentuate the verticality. The brick detailing continues down to grade for residents and passersby to experience. There is landscaping between the building and the street line that provides a buffer. Next slide, please. The last site of this cluster is Site 3, 12 Gouverneur Place. Next slide, please. 12 Gouverneur Place is a mid-block lot that is roughly 4,900 square feet. It is located south of the last site we were just discussing. This block contains a mix of uses, including residential, commercial, industrial manufacturing, and parking lots. Next slide, please. This site will be developed with a 9-story building with 30 units. It'll comprise of 7 studios, of which 3 will be for seniors, 16 one-bedroom units, of which 8 will be for seniors, and 6 two-bedroom units, and an on-site supers unit. Building amenities include a landscaped rear yard, a community room, a gym, and an 8th floor recreational terrace for common use. The design here again features the brick and the wood panels, recalling the elements from the other 2 buildings. Next slide, please. In summary, we're proud to be a nonprofit-led team, and we're excited to be developing these vacant and underutilized lots with the Beechwood organization. We are thrilled to be building on our existing presence in the Bronx, where we have a concentration of affordable housing and programs. Though these lots are small, we work to introduce a project that maximizes the number of affordable units and also provides a mix of unit sizes. Finally, the project responds to the needs of the neighborhood in New York City and will provide homes for low-income households and families and low-income and formerly homeless seniors. Thank you, and we welcome your questions and comments.
Thank you so much for your testimony. I have a few questions. The community board, Bronx Borough President, and Councilmember Stevens have all expressed a concern about unit sizes at each of these sites. Can you detail how the team landed at the current unit mix and the unit size?
Before I hand it back over to the development team, on these infill sites, oftentimes we're working with very small sites, so there's a lot of constraints. I think in this project we tried to maximize a mix of units. I do want to highlight that and the development team can speak to this more, that we utilized in the studio spaces, alcoves. So there's a bit of separation, even though it's a studio, there's a separation to put the bed, and we've incorporated that in about half the units. So thinking about some of those feedback. Would you like to add anything?
I'll just mention that as Adam is discussing the alcove studios, those are about 400 square feet on average, so that's a generous sized studio. And yeah.
Okay. Can you speak about some of the improvements that you were able to make after having conversations with the local council member, Althea Stevens, and also throughout the ULURP process? So the project from beginning to where we are now.
With the community board, security was a concern that was brought up. We made sure to have conversations with a security consultant and to have security cameras in front of the building and throughout the building. Lighting was also a concern brought up by the community board as well as the council member, and so we have plans for exterior lighting and as well as lighting at the ground floor of the building.
All right, thank you. I'd like to recognize any of my colleagues, anyone via Zoom. All right, so no more questions. Thank you so much. The applicant panel is now excused.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Now we're gonna turn the next page.
Council, are there any members of the public who wish to testify on this item?
Yes, we have two members of the public, Chad Sandler and Filka Semyuk.
Part of the development team would answer any questions, but no comments from us.
Okay. I don't believe we have any questions. And there is nobody signed up online. If there's anybody else in person who would like to sign up.
Thank you. There being no other members of the public who wish to testify regarding the pre-considered LU actions for the Melrose Concourse NCP proposal, the public hearing is now closed. All right, and that concludes today's business. I would like to thank the members of the public, my colleagues in the council, subcommittee council, land use staff, and the sergeants at arms for your participation today. This meeting is hereby adjourned.